He said something that is a fact, and the conclusion that everybody draw, the only conclusion you could draw, why is it relevant that American hands made all the weapons to keep Israel safe? Well, because they should be grateful. And out of gratitude, they should go with the program. But he didn't say that. He implied that. Why does that matter? What's the difference? Because you don't have to defend what you imply. You only have to defend what you say. It gives you plausible deniability. So when, in a year after he's won the primary, in 2 years, in 2028, after he's won the Republican primary to be the nominee for president, when AIPAC and when Miriam Adelson goes to interrogate him, before we give you this $100 million, how do we know you're going to stand with Israel? What about this comment? Vance doesn't have to stand by the conclusion you drew. He can stand by the words and say, well, I never said Israel should do whatever we say because they're dependent on us. I just said we make all their weapons, and that happens to be true. All I said was something factual. Do you disagree with the statement? So he came up with a few of these statements when the MOU came out that if you're really reading what he said, close reading is such an important...
What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world. The second message I would give to some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path, but to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation.
Nick Fuentes was absolutely spot on, right? You can tell that J.D. Vance, even though he might not have as much experience as some of the more seasoned politicians, he's definitely getting his politics lessons for sure, because he is playing that line beautifully, right? Like, you can't say that he said anything bad about Israel. If anything, he's giving them advice. He's saying, hey guys, nobody likes you, so you better not piss off the only powerful person who likes you, essentially. So they can't say he said anything bad. And then because he really didn't say nothing bad, he's just giving them advice on how to keep the relationship with DJT, despite the unfavorable MOU, which everybody knew anyways was never going to stand.
People ask me all the time, how do I make the best predictions? And a lot of times people don't understand what I'm saying. Close reading is such an important skill in politics, because politicians are lawyers. That's what politics is. It's writing laws, interpreting laws, enforcing laws. And what the law is the word. So it matters what people say. It matters what people write. Because at the end of the day, that is what stands. It's not what people think. It's not what people take away. It's not.
And that right there is my problem with politics, right? He says, politics is about what you say and write. And for me, I'm like, it shouldn't be. It should be about what you do. Because a lot of the times, these politicians, they say a lot of the right things. They write a lot of the right things. But what do they actually do? Yeah.
What people infer is what is written, is what is said. And so I remember when the MOU came out, he was just saying all these factual statements to make it seem like he was chastising Israel, but he really wasn't. And that was his tricky little way of giving the anti-Israel crowd what they thought, and it worked. All the Israel critical people said, whoa, did you hear what Vance said? He's really putting Israel in their place. And I said, no, I read exactly what Vance said. I didn't see a single word of critique. I didn't see one word. I read a number of factual statements.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, you can make some inferences, but I didn't really hear a position being staked out at all. A position is Israel is dependent on us. They should do what we fucking tell them to do. That's a position. A position is We defended you. We furnished you with the Iron Dome. We furnished you with interceptors. We shot down Iran's rockets. You're dependent on us. You do what we say. You think we're giving you the support for free? It's expectations. You think you're an ally? What do you have to give to us? You have a small economy, a small population. You owe us, get in line. That's a position. It's not a position to say, well, Israel should remember that America makes all the weapons that it uses. That's not a position. That's a fact. That's a factual statement.
Yeah, I agree with JD here. Like, that is definitely not a position. He's like, yeah, absolutely is playing the politics card here. And I hope that people can actually see through this. But I don't know, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, do you think that JD actually, like, what do you think he's going to do if he were to win and then he's the president? Do you think he's going to stand with Israel? Is he going to stand with Ukraine? What exactly is he going to do? Like, at this point, it's hard to tell where he stands, right? Because he seems to be the one person that is consistent, right? He's not with Zelensky. He told Zelensky off that time they were in the whole "you don't have any cards." He told him off. He was part of the people that bullied Zelensky at the White House. And then he's also among the people saying Israel should be grateful. So he seems to be very neutral, to be honest. It's hard to get a read on that guy.